Welcome everyone to a replay cast here. We are now in game number 2 coming at you between It Is What It Is here on the Legion side, taking on Willowkeeper on the Hellborn side. If you are coming from game number 1, we saw Willowkeeper take that game number 1 with the old-fashioned way, the creeps taking out the sacrificial shrine there from It Is What It Is. So winning the old-fashioned way. But they're going to be leading this series here, 1-0 over It Is What It Is. We'll see if they can bring it back and take game number 2 here, as we are underway with the draft. We have the Gladiator, Rally, and Monkey King going to be banned out here from the Legion side. Definitely some bans that we don't normally see. Bans like the Rally and the Monkey King. From time to time we see Gladiator, and even from time to time we see the Rally ban. But the Monkey King ban is pretty interesting to me. It looks like those are both targeted bans here. And then we have Puppet Master, Andromeda, and Monarch going to be banned out here from the Hellborn side. So we're going to see the Puppet Master ban. Not your typical blind ban, but perhaps another respect ban this series. And then we have a couple of support bans coming out. We see the Kinesis going to be, the Engineer going to be the first pick of game number 2 here from the Legion side. And then we have Kinesis and Magmus going to be picked up here by the Hellborn side. So they're going to pick up the Kinesis without counterpicking a Magmus and then take the Magmus for themselves. Quite interesting there. We see King Clout and Flux coming out here from the Legion side. So they are going to pick up a Flux Engineer combination and throw a King Clout on top of that with a Parade of Power. That's a pretty gnarly team fight setup coming in from the side of It Is What It Is. Going to be interested to see how they finish off their lineup with their carry and potential other support hero. But I like me some NG Flux. It's been a while since I've gotten a chance to cast an Engineer Flux combo. I hope that they do me proud here and do that one quite nicely. And the King Cloud on top of that. I think King Cloud has always been kind of an underrated hero. I personally like him very much myself, and I kind of wish that we would see him more often. I think he brings a lot to the table, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do here in game 2 of the series. But enough of that. We got the bans underway here. We have so far Swiftblade and Sandwraith coming out on the banning phase. Hellbringer going to be the last ban there from the Hellborn side. So they ban out 2 carries and a mid Hellbringer. From the Legion side, we see Drunken Master, Kraken, and Malakin. They target 2 mid heroes, and then the Malakin on top. So not wanting to have to deal with the Malakin there. Going to be interested to see how these 2 teams finish off their lineups. But I am expecting quite a different game here in game number 2, as we already see a lot of different heroes being picked up. I think the team's going to kind of switch up their strategy, so to speak. We see the Sir Bensington coming out here on the 3rd pick. And we have a lot of global presence from both sides being picked up here. We got the King Cloud versus the Bensington. Heroes are going to be flying around left and right. We're going to have so much action, I hope. It's going to be a pretty exciting game to cast, I think, specifically. But I'm wondering how they're going to run this Kinesis and Magmus, because typically we see those heroes played in the position 2, the position 4 role, the secondary support, which means we could be seeing core Magmus here with second support Kinesis. I think we'll see maybe a support here on the 4th pick from Hellborn, and then possibly another core with the Bensington on the 5th pick. But they're using a lot of overtime here. They're down to 8 seconds. They're going to go with a Madman. So they're going to pick up a multi-core lineup here right away with Madman and Sir Bensington. It is possible they could run a position 5 Kinesis and a position 4 Magmus. That is not out of the question. And they could pick up another core with both Bensington and Madman. Something like an Initiator. But typically I'm not a big fan of position 5 Kinesis. So I'm expecting this to be a core Magmus and a support here on the 5th pick. And then for Legion, we have the Demented Shaman into Corrupted Disciple picks. So kind of an anticlimactic finish to the draft there, I would say, from Legion. I was expecting some more wombo combo potential or some carry with some kind of AoE that synergizes really nicely, but they kind of just, I don't want to say they were boring, but they did just go with a very meta carry and Corrupted Disciple. And holy cow, we have a Chi picked up here in game number 2. Wow, that's a curveball pick out from left field. I mean, I gotta say, I'm already loving this game number 2. It hasn't even started, and there's a Chi pickup here coming out on the 5th pick. This is a hero that man, I just completely stopped talking about Demented Shaman and Corrupted. Uh, I mean, this is a hero, the Chi, that I've been playing a lot recently. Um, I will say he has the potential to be ran as a jungler, and with their current lineup, I would say there is a possibility we could see Jungle Chi. It is something that I think was discovered like recently, and I don't want to do any spoilers or anything, but I have been low key working on an educational for Jungle Chi that's actually going to be coming out really soon. So if you guys are excited for that, I hope you are. We're going to be having a Jungle Chi guide soon. But I don't want to talk about that. So I want to talk about the scrim here. It is really interesting that they pick up a Chi against the Corrupted Disciple single core, which means Chi is going to be focusing one guy this game. He's going to be focusing the Corrupted Disciple with his ultimate, with his disarm. And if Chi can get really farmed this game or reach level 16, it's gonna be really powerful against the Corrupted Disciple, I feel like. So we see both sides already kind of heading to the top lane. We have the aggro tri-lane from Legion, Corrupted Disciple, Demented Shaman, and an Engineer. Um, and then we have King Clout middle and Flux solo bottom. So they will be running Flux against, I think Magnus will be going to the bottom lane. So he might be off lane solo, and then they have a Jungle Chi, I think. He hasn't bought any items yet. He's gonna go. He's gonna. Oh, we see a lot of cliff walking going on. Ah, I like that. Cool, cool stuff. I think we're gonna have Madman and Kinesis against the tri-lane, and then Chi in the jungle. Bensington looks like he'll be mid against the Clout. This is a really interesting game number 2. We're finally seeing some jungling going on, and it's not a traditional jungler as well. It's a jungle Chi. So unfortunately for Riandro, he's gonna get a lot of attention from me this game. Um, Due to him playing one of my current favorite heroes here, the Chi. So he's going to be jungling the easy camp here to start things off. I'm not going to focus too much on Chi. He's going to be ran in the jungle. We do have lots of other stuff to talk about. Magnus versus Flux. I think it's safe to say that Flux should do really well here. Magnus will probably do okay, but Flux should definitely win this lane. He is a strength hero with a lot of harass potential. I think the tri-lane of Engineer, Demented, and Corrupted should more or less free farm the Corrupted Disciple up here. Madman should be able to get some last hits here and there with the stock. I think they don't necessarily have a lot of lockdown to kill him, so he should be able to just ferry himself regen, get some creep kills. He'll recover later, especially if Chi's able to get some levels and then rotate up here and set up some ganks. I think they might be able to do okay, but Corrupted is going to more or less free farm up here. Madman's going to have to do his best to get some creep kills. Clout versus Bensington. I think Clout should win this lane, but man, I never underestimate the power of Bensington. I feel like he can do okay in laning phase, and then he can output a lot of pressure on the map when he gets his early level 6. That's always really scary, going up against a Bensington with early levels. But yeah, I think Clout should win this lane. He's 10-2 against 8-1, so he's already winning it by a little bit. But we have Chi. Looks like he's gonna stack the camps here. We have Demented Shaman camping the rune. So they're gonna see him as well as he's gonna see the Demented. See if he's able to go and do some stacks or not. Demented Shaman not gonna bother the Chi, at least for now. Looks like King Cloud's gonna get the regen rune. He has a bottle, I think, being delivered. But she's gonna get level 3 here. He's going to try to finish up this camp, but we have Demented Shaman trying to be pesky towards him. That's going to stop him from farming the stack. He is level 3. He's leveling okay. But with the pressure from the support, it's going to make him go back to base. Understandable. Actually not sure how Kinesis gets caught here. Was he low on life? Engineer snipes him out for a bloodless kill. That's a really good kill coming in from Engineer. And he's going to port back to the lane, not to the base. So he's going to be back up here to create more pressure. We have Demented Shaman here in the mid lane. Going to start putting pressure on the Bensington. She's going to go back into the jungle. See if Demented Shaman continues to be pesky to him. He wants to do the hard camp here with the Veiled Rot. Demented Shaman. She's doing a really nice job of avoiding him there. He might actually get to finish the camp here. He should know that he's in the area as well. He gets level 5 here. So he's level 5 under 4 minutes. This is really good from Riandro on the Chi. And he's fighting a level 2 Demented Shaman. Now he can't use his bottle sips, but he's going to be fine. So it's creating a lot of space for Madman to recover against the CD. He's currently only 13-1 against 22-5 though. Bensington 18-3 against 25-6. So the mid and top lane being won by Legion. Magmus on 16-0 against a 23-7 Flux. So across all lanes, Legion is winning in terms of last hits. But the Hellborn is keeping the experience even with the Chi. The Chi being level 5 already. As he goes back to base, he gets the Striders. He's got Bottle and Striders already. Corrupted's got Boots. We see the tri-lane back up here. Kinesis, he's getting a little antsy to poke in there. I think he might fall here. Actually, he's going to survive. The keg was not the best, I think, from Engineer, thus they're not going to get the kill there. Flux hits level 6. Magma's still level 5. This is a really good lane for Flux. Cloud hits level 6 here. Got Bensington level 5. He's almost level 6. He needs like just a tiny bit of XP. She gonna be working on some camps some more. He has some double stacks here in the jungle. So we see the GPM, it's really plateaued for Hellborn. And Legion is taking advantage of Hellborn running the jungler. Got Demented Shaman in here chasing out the Chi again. Here comes the Cloud ultimate on the Chi. He's going to throw out the disarm there. Oh, he tried to fog enough, but he's going to get taken out there. So they're going to scout out the stacks here from Legion. And Nisus might fall here, actually. He steals the keg, he kegs up Engineer, but I think he is dead. One more auto attack, he's going to go down. Kinesis dies for the second time. So Legion up off to a 3-0 start here. Bensington jousts in on the King Cloud. Oh, he could fall actually. Here's the illusion rune coming in from Cloud. Look at that damage coming in from the goblins. That is some gnarly damage coming in from King Cloud. Do not underestimate the power of a Mystic Illusion rune early game, especially on a spell spammer like King Cloud. She does have level 6 now. He's got the Ancestral Assault. We'll see if they look to line up any kills anywhere. CD currently 400 GPM. He picks up the Steam Boots and the Bottle. Flex is only on 300 GPM actually. He's actually even with the Magmus. I'm not sure if he had to go back to lane or whatnot. I really dislike the fact that he went Striders in a 1v1 lane. I feel like he's giving up a lot of space over to Magmus. See the Steam Bath coming out there. Pretty slow game though. There's a Nightfall coming in, following up the Lava Surge. Flux gonna go down. They even used the Eruption actually. Surprised by that. Oh, Kinesis. They're looking to turn it around on the Engineer here. Chi throws out the Shredder. There's the Disarm. The Ancestral Assault. And they're gonna take out the Engineer, but they do lose the Kinesis. Madman in some trouble though, but he has a stock. He should be fine here. Just to buy a health pop, but CD. Oh, he buys the dust. Oh, I feel like Madman should have just ran away. Should not have went for the health pot there. That was way too greedy from Madman, and I feel like he just died more or less for no reason. Regen rune on the Benzington. He's gonna be forced to joust away. Has a regen rune though once the entangle wears off here in a couple of seconds. He's gonna use that regen rune. Madman has currently ported down to the bot lane. It's only on 211 gold per minute. Engineer gonna run into Chi. Here comes an energy field. Okay, gonna land on the Chi. There's a creative power as well. Chi just gets locked down. He's going to fall. Kinesis now in some trouble. He's getting overran by the goblins from King Clout. Okay, gonna hit there as well. Benzington goes for the joust. Unfortunately misses the jouster. I feel like Engineer might survive because of that. Let's see if he decides to chase here. Clout not with the most mana. But yeah, unfortunately missing the joust. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're gonna take out both the Flux. Oh! Oh, he actually... Oh, man, that's a... They actually killed both the Demented Shaman and the Flux down here with Madman and Magmus, but then Magmus missed the deny. And we saw what I'm going to call a rage buyback from Madman. I never like to see that in competitive games, because that's going to hurt his team quite a lot. He's already doing really poorly, and buying back on a low respawner is not going to be helping him out too much. See the ward being countered here. Yep, they're going to get hit with a joust. Slow's coming in from Kinesis. There's the Shredder down. Corrupted going to get healed up from the Demented, but there's the disarm from Chi. It takes him out. Chi is now level 8. Nightfall from Benzington. Doesn't hit onto the Flux. He also misses the joust, unfortunately. The slow comes in really late from the Madman. And there's the slow from the Chi. He's going to throw out the Shredder. Engineer going to push the Kinesis back into the energy field. Really good energy field from Engineer with the turret there. And Benzington, is he going to escape? No, he will not. So 3 players fall here. It's a double tap for the Clout, and we have a 12-7 hero kill lead now for the Legion team. It is what it is. So they rotate Corrupted Disciple down to the bot lane. He picks up Knuckles and a Chalice on top of a bottle. This is a lot of build-up for a Corrupted Disciple, and I feel like, especially if he's not fighting with the Knuckles, this is going to prove to be really bad because he's going to have a much later Dawnbringer, and he's going to fall here as the Magmus and the Madman make another kill happen. Really good to see them playing aggressively, using the ultimate there on the Magmus as well. Chi going to get slowed up by the Demented. Rate of Power going to miss as the Flux pull was a little awkward there. They do get the kill on the Chi, and now Kinesis going to fall. That's a 6th death on the Kinesis. He's having a really tough game here. Only level 5 as well. See Benzington, he's getting spotted here on the Ward of Sight. If Magmus coming in with a haste rune. He does not line up the double stun though. They're going to try to bring down the Engineer, as the heals are keeping the Engineer alive for now. Magmus maybe going to take the Merrick's rune. Benzington goes in here with a stun. Madman is here as well. There's another stun from the Magmus, stunning up the Clout and the Flux. Not enough damage for any kills here. Benzington could be in some trouble now. As Corrupted, he can't find a target to sit on with the Drain. He did use it though. But yeah, I feel like this Knuckles pick from Corrupted is going to prove to be really poor. And although he's off to a good start, I feel like the item decisions here are going to hurt them. He's going to have a much later Dawnbringer. He could have had a Light Brand by now. And already been working on the jungle stacks. But instead, he's buying an item for fighting and then looking to farm, which is not going to prove to be that useful. Magnus already with a portal key, so he did a really good job considering he had a really poor 1v1 matchup. And I have no idea how Flux has fallen off so hard. I mean, he went for the Striders instead of going for Steam Boots. Magma's going to stun the CD here. There's a Nightfall coming in. And will CD fall, though, is the question. There's the Twig from Bensington. He is going to take him out. He might have sacrificed himself. He's going to go down to the creeps, actually. A Minotaur is stunning up the entire Legion team. But yeah, they trade Magnus for the Corrupted. They also lost Bensington to creeps, so it's going to slow down Corrupted a bit more, but they're taking a lot of sacrifices there to get the kill there. She picks up a Sorcery Ring. Has a Veiled Rod on him currently. Looks like he's going to maybe try to set up a kill here on the Engineer. Admin did just miss his barrel roll, though. There's the ultimate from Chi. Not going to get any kills here. I think if they had saved the barrel roll, that would have been a kill, but he ended up missing the barrel roll. Perhaps some miscommunication there. They want to go for this Flux, it looks like, but Bensington not going to find him in his joust range. Case is still trying to get level 6. He picks up the invisibility rune. Bensington getting caught here. There is Prayer to Power. He's choosing not to use it, perhaps feeling that it is a bit too far. Madman was thinking about coming over, but decides to stay in the bot lane. We have King Clout going for staff. He's got half of it, plus gold for another piece. So he's only 500 gold off the staff. Bensington and Magnus take out the Engineer there. That's with the Magnus portal key. Magnus doing a really good job this game. He's making a lot of space for Madman and the rest of the team to recover. We have Sustainer picked up on Madman. He is going to be going for a Cleaver. Sackstone just picked up by Demented Shaman. And yeah, CD, yeah, he's fallen almost 100 gold per minute. He's fallen by about 60 to 80 gold per minute now. Hasn't been able to increase his farm due to not picking up the light brand. We had a Flux pull here in the mid lane, but it's not going to catch anybody. Meanwhile, Magnus freely pushes the top tower. He's up to 434 gold per minute. Mid tower gets denied here. So, Alborn, they're still trailing in gold, but they are in an experience lead of 1,000. We're going to be picked up here by the Chi. Gets the Illusion Rune. And I think he just bought something. Not sure what he bought. Let's see what he has. Goes for a Luminous Prism. So it looks like he'll be going for either a Sand Scepter or a Sheep Stick. It could be a Storm Spirit, but it's less likely that he will go for that. Bensington, I wonder if we'll see the Thunderclaw and he's going to go more of a farming route, or if we'll see a different item build from Bensington. It's only 300 GPM. Definitely trailing behind the clock by quite a bit, but currently has 1,400 gold saved up. Cloud has the staff finish though. He's currently the top farmer in the game. CD picks up the Firebrand. Still farming relatively slowly. Agma's gonna get a 2-man line stun. Here comes the Nightfall. As they go for the Flux. Prayer to Power gonna catch the Madman in the background. They take out the Madman, or the Magnus, sorry. There's a lift from Kinesis on the King Clout. It's going to be a hat trick coming out for Corrupted. as the Minted Shaman gets the 4th kill. Chi was not here. He was currently farming in the mid lane. He's gonna have gold for his Sand Scepter now. A pretty bad fight from Hellborn, honestly. It did start off good with the Magma's initiation, but they didn't get any follow-up. If he had gotten an eruption off before, then this would have been an amazing fight. Engineer misses the energy field. Ding ding delay, oh ding ding delay. Vote kick NG. Looks like Cloud's going for Shrunken Head. Picks up a Mighty Blade. Not bad. I think he could have maybe went for Resto. See, Madman almost at Cleaver. He just needs the recipe scroll. Flux goes for a portal key. He has less gold per minute than both the NG and the Dementa. This is not where you want to be when you're a core Flux. Doesn't have hardly any build-up items. And he's buying items like he's a support, which is going to not transition him into the mid and late game. Magma's able to get out of here. He's got an Arcana picked up already, so I guess we'll see Hellflower. Should be a Hellflower on the Magmas. I'm going to use his ultimate here for the Ancients. I'm going to take a lot of damage here without having the lifesteal. So, let's see. Shrunken picked up Uncorrupted, following the Firebrand. That's a really passive item build, honestly. I mean, the idea here is to be aggressive, but it's not really using his items the way you would expect him to. Cloud gonna get caught up here? Didn't see where he used the Parade of Power, but he ended up using it. Maybe got jumped by the Magmas? Actually, I missed how that initially started. What I'm getting at here is he could have just went straight into Dawnbringer the way he's been kind of farming a lot, and he would probably be 580 or something GPM instead, closer to he would have the full Dawnbringer and probably have a Mighty Blade towards Shrunken by now, instead of having this different item mixture. Magmus could get caught here. He's gonna get dusted. The Flux pull, I don't know if it was the best. They're gonna turn it on the Flux here. He gets a cape from Demented. She's gonna take him out with the saws in the energy field. No Ancestral Assault just yet. CD is hasted here. He's disarmed by the Chi, and he is gonna fall to the Madman. Kinesis is probably going to take the bullet here and fall. They did get the corrupted though, even though he was hasted, which is really good. The disarm from Chi, 4-second disarm, proving to be too disruptive there. He wasn't able to auto attack. Definitely a good counter pick to the corrupted disciple. So we have 1800 gold on the Chi. Think we could see him go into either a blink or a sheepstick now. Now that he's got a Sand Scepter and a Sorcery Ring. We see Madman going for Hungry Spirit. He's got a lot of gold still saved up. Not choosing to go into a Whispering Helm yet. We might see him just go straight to Shrunken, but if that's the case, I would like to see him buy pieces to it. Definitely going to be needing that shrunken earlier rather than later. See, invis on the King Clout. Still farming very well, 433 gold per minute. He's got 136 creep kills. He's top hero damage on his team. Corrupted has another 1,000 gold saved up. I'm wondering if he's going to go for Geobane or go for Dawnbringer. See, Blink picked up on the Chi. I like that a lot. That makes him a lot more threatening. See Hellborn grouping up as 5. They want to pressure this tower. Legion is not interested in defending just yet, but they will glyph up the tower, and they're starting to make their way over here. I have unfortunately not seen like a really good flux pull into Energy Field or King Clout Fear, which makes me a little bit sad that they kind of picked this combo and they haven't really been able to do it so far. Now with the blinks on both Engineer and Flux, it should get a little bit easier. There's this double stun coming in from the Magmus. I don't think they saw King Clout there with the invis. Kinesis getting taken out in the background. He didn't get any skills off, unfortunately. Magmus gonna get feared here by the Parade of Power, and he's gonna go down. Chi gonna use the haste rune here. Batman and Bensington gonna try and do the Congor. But I think this would be a lot easier if he had Whispering Helm picked up. Rail rolls the Congor there. He's getting close to having a shrunken head. She is AFK. See if does Legion know that this is going on is the question. I feel like they do not. She uses a Veiled Rod here. Maybe they thought that they were gonna go on them in the Kong pit, so they stopped. Batman has Berserk in 8 seconds. It's pretty low on life. It's a health pot delivered here. Kensington gonna tank the Congor for now. Batman uses Berserk. This should be a Congor kill. Take it out. Chi continues to split push. This is one of the strengths of Chi, which make sure you guys watch my educational when it comes out. I'll explain this hero a bit, but he's good at split pushing with the saws. He can take out the creep waves pretty fast. And he does it without kind of revealing himself too, which is kind of nice. For the most part, anyway. So he continues to kind of be a nuisance up here. He's level 15. It's the highest level in his team. He's going to jump the Corrupted here. He almost kills the Corrupted with a shrunken head. Now he is going to fall here, but it's going to force Corrupted to go back to base. Actually didn't see what he did wrong there. Maybe we actually rewind that. I want to see what he did. I don't normally rewind in replays, but I'm a little curious now because we don't get to see Chi too often. So Corrupted was 1,000 HP. I think he Sand Sceptered himself maybe, or a creep or something. He did not Sand Scepter the Corrupted there, I don't think. Well, anyway, he was a little bit of damage short on the kill. We have a Nightfall in the bottom lane. Engineer gets his energy field off. Heal came in from Demented Shaman. Trying to get a return kill here on the Magmus. Not gonna go for it. If he had a Dust or a Revward, this was definitely a kill on the Magmus though. Very unfortunate. When you're going up against a Magmus and a Madman, you definitely want to make sure to have those items. And now he's gonna get caught here as well. Lux comes in with the combo. Gonna take out the Magmus. Bensington gonna get drained here by CD, but I think he's gonna be fine. Jousts away, breaks the drain. The TP will get cancelled there. Not sure who TP'd it. Was it Madman? Or maybe it was Kinesis. Madman has his shrunken head picked up now. Legion gets the tier 2 tower here. Corrupted is up to 550 gold per minute. He picks up the Geobane after the shrunken. So he did go for Geobane, and I think that's to remove the disarm from Chi, which is pretty decent. Couldn't reach him on the uphill. Fox gets the kill there. They take out Kinesis again. He's 0-10. Yeah, I think I was being nice when I said he's not having a good game. He is definitely not liking this game too. See, the Shrunken finished on Cloud. He's even got an Arcana picked up, so Restoration Stone in the works. Fantastic item on the Cloud as well. For the double fear. Oh, see, Parade of Power. Gonna catch the Bensington. He does get the Shrunken head off. I think he's gonna be fine. There is mana for the discharge. He decides not to use it. This was a hasted Sir Bensington. So Shrunken first item Sir Bensington. He's gonna be forced into a really defensive item this game. Lux is gonna pull the Chi here. Sand Scepters himself. He's gonna get kick stunned by the engineer. Man getting caught in the turret. Here comes Bensington. Still got the haste activated. He's gonna stun up the flux. This could very well be a kill. Chi blinks in with the slow. He's gonna get credit for the kill. There's a buyback on the engineer. They want to fight this. Corrupted is here. Uses the dust. He's going for Madman. Keg is gonna hit the Bensington. Bensington's gonna get caught here. Didn't have the Shrunken Head. Chi is going to pick off the Corrupted Disciple there with the ultimate. Huge damage coming in from the Chi. Madman takes out the Demented Shaman. Oh man, I'm loving this Chi pick. It's so much fun. We're seeing the power of Chi here as he takes out the Corrupted. And now a lot of Legion's damage is gone. They do have the Cloud up, but I feel like they can more or less kite him when his ultimate is down. He does have the Parade of Power coming back up, however. See if he decides to go back in for a snipe on the Madman. Man, if I was Cloud, I would go for this, but maybe he's not feeling confident that he would hit the Parade of Power. And he's walking right past the Madman. He's going to use the Bluster. There's the Shrunken Head, though. And they're going to take out the King Cloud. So he does hang around the area too long. Gets taken out. Albart's starting to make some leeway here. No, they're still trailing in gold, but they are leading in experience. And when you run a jungler, that is typically what you want. Not to necessarily be winning in gold, but to be ahead big time in experience and being able to use the levels to your advantage. Oh, I missed another kill here. Kinesis gets picked off again. He's 0-11. He's going for the reverse immortal. He just needs a few more. We have Chi currently smoked up here with Bensington. There's the slow, the Sand Scepter. Bensington does miss the stun, and he does actually miss his Ancestral Assault. So this gank is going to backfire. CD might pick up 2 kills here. Well, he got 1 kill. Demented got the 2nd kill. Unfortunately, the Joust didn't stun the Corrupted. Die Broken Hero. He's not too happy about going up against Chi. That's pretty funny. You're a carry against an anti-carry. That's just how it is. Magnus has a Help Flower, by the way. Really good pickup from the Magnus. Gonna be able to lock down somebody from Legion. Somebody bought something that I don't think it was. No, Demented's had tablet. Oh, it was the Shroud Uncorrupted. So he has gone for the Shroud. He's gonna go for the Conjuro eventually. Then he's gonna become more powerful when he picks up the Conjuro to be able to sit on a target. But at the same time, he's building into items that's gonna make Chi stronger against him. So Chi is gonna start to get even more powerful. We see the Acolyte staff picked up. He's going for a Sheep Stick. And once Chi gets a Sheep Stick, I think he can kill Corrupted every single time he sees him. He's gonna do tons of damage even if Corrupted gets a shrunken off, but if he catches him with the sheep stick, that's gonna be really devastating for the Corrupted. Double damage Madman. Congor in 2 minutes. Unfortunately not gonna be ready. Oh, she gets caught here by Engineer and... Oh wait, was it just a mine trap from Engineer? What did he kill him? I don't feel like rewinding anymore. I'm always missing kills. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm a terrible cameraman. But we're here for the insight, right? Hopefully. Hopefully you guys don't hate me too much. I think it was a mine trap because Engineer solo killed him. And he didn't use ultimate, so... We can do deductive reasoning here and say he died to mines. I have not been paying attention to where Engi's been mining this game at all. Sadly, because there's a Chi in the game, and Chi excites me too much right now. But Engineer is one of my favorite heroes as well. I do love to see me some good mine traps. I should probably give him some attention. I see the Congor falling here. It's starting to become the battle between Corrupted and Madman. Madman's slowly catching up. He goes for the Brutalizer, which is not too bad. They have a lot of immobile heroes on Legion that he can sit on with the Brutalizer. I don't know if he necessarily wants to sit on CD. He probably wants to run away once he gets drained, but potential is there with the Basher and his ultimate giving him lots of attack speed regardless. Well, the Hellborn Congor is up. We could see a fight. 2 minutes on Congor Slayer for Legion if they want to steal this Congor and get a token. So there is a ward here from Hellborn. Cloud gonna use the invisibility rune here. Oh my god, Kinesis gets caught again. He's gonna survive here. Does he get his skills off though? There's the laser beam from Chi. It does some good damage. You see a buyback coming in from Cloud. They did take him out. He did, I believe, get Hellflowered by Magnus, so he didn't get his Parade of Power off. Madman gonna die here. Magnus comes in with an eruption. They're gonna take out the Corrupted. Cloud is gonna come in with the Parade of Power, but it didn't, I think, hit anybody. Badgington gets stunned from the Engineer in the trees. They take him out. This was a four kill fight for Legion, and there was the... Oh wait, there was a buyback from both the Flux and the King Cloud here. So it was 4 kills as well and 2 buybacks for 4 kills. Defensive stun from the Magnus. I would say that fight was kind of even. And if anything, the 2 buybacks are going to give a little advantage over to Hellborn. So they're trying to make use of the difference of the fight here. Oh my god, is he going to die to the tower? No. The protection is kicking in on the tower. Oh, King Cloud actually dies to the tower. Oh my god. First, Flux almost died to the tower, and then Cloud died to the tower. That is not what you want to see. Tower MVP. And they even didn't get the tower. Oh, Engineer is mining. Oh no, gee! Here comes the boom. Magnus gonna clean him up though. He gets spotted, I believe, on this ward. The games of cat and mouse. She going to fall here to the mine trap. They caught it on camera this time. And G did pay for it with his life though this time. See Hellborn go for the Congor now. There's the Bash is coming in. Bash! Bash! Oh my god, now that I'm watching, he won't bash. See the Genjuro picked up on CD. Chi was almost one-shotting him, I think, before. Now with the Genjuro, I think he might have just bumped up his one-shot power. We're going to have to pay attention to this in the next upcoming fights, but if Chi can get ultimate on the CD, it's going to be close to a one-shot. Magmus is going to fall here. Shunken used by the Clout. There's the pull. Benzington going to use the Shunken. He did pick up a Nullfire Blade. Chi not going to go in here. It looks like they lose 3 players. Really sloppy from Hellborn. Madman picks up an Ice Brand. I really don't like Ice Brand on Madman. I don't like Dawnbringer in general on Madman. I think it's not a really synergistic item on the hero. So Benzington unfortunately falls again. There was a buyback for Magmus here. They are going to lose the tower. Energy field is down defensively. Madman going to take out the energy field. He's going to use most of his Shrunken Head duration here. Vanquish comes out and he's going to take out the Corrupted Disciple. They're going to take out the carry here with the Chi and the Magmus. As there is no Storm Spirit here on the Legion side to prevent that from happening. King Cloud going to go down most likely. He holds his ground with the heal from Demented. So going to be a double tap for the Chi. And he's trying to make it a hat trick, but Demented going to TP out in time. And no, that was earlier in the game, so Madman did not buy back there. It was a pretty good fight from them. Benzington just respawned. He has Nightfall if they do decide to go for a fight in the mid lane. Might see a Nightfall come in here. Flux does get jumped. So the Nightfall is coming in the base. Madman's taking heavy pressure. Benzington uses the Shunken. Madman did fall as well as Magmus. This was a pretty deep dive though, as they didn't even get the tower. Benzington's going to fall as well. Pretty questionable here to dive and not get the tower. They did force a second buyback from both the Clout and the Engineer. So they lost 3 people, but 2 players on Legion are out of buybacks now. It's going to be pretty impactful moving forward, I would say. And also, Corrupted Disciple is still dead, so I don't think that they can necessarily push this Rex with just these 3 heroes. I think they might be able to hold this. They're deciding not to defend, actually, which is kind of interesting. Maybe they think Cloud has ultimate up. I guess they're feeling that Cloud has his ultimate up. CD is going to pop the Geometer's Vein here. They're going to go for a second Rex, though. There's the Glyph coming out. So they did give up the 1 Rex. Madman's up in 20 seconds. Magmus does have another buyback. He's up in 20 seconds as well. They're going to lose the base tower here. Here's the second buyback. They jump the Chi. He uses the Sand Scepter on himself. There was no follow-up to the Parade of Power. And Magmus is going to catch 2 with the Line Stun. Catches both Engineer and King Clout. Chi is going to miss his Ancestral Assault on the Corrupted Disciple. They all get pulled into the energy field. As Madman, he's sitting on the Corrupted Disciple. Chi and Kinesis both fall. Benzington in the background, I think he takes out the Engineer. Here comes the Nightfall. It's going to do some really good damage. They take out the Corrupted Disciple as well as the Demented Shaman. Benzington gets a hat trick in this fight. There's a portal key up on the Flux. He's going to take out the Benzington. Magmus comes in now with a stun. Doesn't have a Hellflower just yet. I don't think Magmus can fight the Flux there. And what a chaotic fight this was. There's only Flux and Magmus alive. And Magmus blinks in and takes out the Flux. Holy cow. It's going to be a genocide here in favor of Hellborn. They survive on 1 player. So they lost mid-Rax. They lost the tower in bot lane at the base. But they did save the melee Rax. And we see Legion currently with an 8,000 gold lead. Again, that's not really the biggest lead here. Once we're starting to reach late game now. We're at 42 minutes. and the experience is dead even. It's like a dead even experience game. It even looks even on the bar. Madman's still trailing Corrupted in gold per minute, but Chi really needs to get his sheep stick. If he doesn't miss that ancestral assault in the last fight and he hits that on Corrupted, I think he one-shots him there, and that fight could be completely different. So they just need the sheep stick on Chi. Once he gets the sheep stick, he can line up his ultimate on Corrupted, and I feel like we have a completely different game here. And they have no Storm Spirit on Legion, so that's going to be a big mistake by them. Once Chi gets the sheep, it's going to be really hard for Corrupted, I think, to stay alive in the fights. And he is a big source of their damage. They do not have a lot of damage outside of Clout Ultimate. Lux has gone more of this supportive build, so they don't have a third core this game. Whereas the Magnus and the Bensington are building toward damage items with the Madman. So they're going to naturally all be dealing more damage the longer the game goes. I feel like this actually could be troublesome for Legion. They are in a really good spot right now, but I'm almost failing to see how they close out this game if they let the Chi get the sheep stick. Here comes the Parade of Power. Demented Shaman gonna hold his ground here. Magnus going to fall. He doesn't have a buyback. They trade him for the Demented Shaman. Madman's going for the Flux here. There's the Astrolabe. We have Corrupted with the Bound Eye. And he is currently draining. There's the bash though. There's the Ancestral Assault from the Chi. And he takes out the Corrupted. He's going to buyback for the first time this game. There's the lift. They take out the King Cloud. He does not have a buyback. The energy field is down. But Engineer is going down in his own ultimate. And we saw there the power of the burst. They take out the Corrupted Disciple. Madman is still alive with the rest of his team, minus Magnus. And we'll see if they can get anything out of this Corrupted Disciple buyback. It's only him and Flux alive, so I think Hellborn is going to be pretty happy with this fight. They killed 4 players and they got a buyback only for their Magnus here. Well, Madman, he goes for Frostburn. I think he's probably going to upgrade that into Dawnbringer. Bensington might also be going for a Brutalizer. He's got Shrunken, Nullfire 3, picks up a Mighty Blade. I feel like this is Brutalizer. I don't think it's Staff or Dawnbringer. Those aren't really that great on Bensington. I mean, the Staff is not bad, but I don't think he needs it this game. Plus, there's nobody worth staffing. Technically, the Chi Staff's not too bad, but again, I don't think he's going to be auto-attacking as a Chi this game, so he won't need the Staff. There's the sheep stick on Chi, and now if he can jump the Corrupted every fight, I feel like this game is gonna do a U-turn. We have a level 22 Chi here. It's only on 300 GPM, so not super impressive, but definitely has one target this game. See both sides going for Congor. Hellborn's gonna take out their own Congor. Legion gonna take out theirs in a second here. Don't have any heroes to snipe Congors. But we'll take a look at the buffs. We've got a couple in movement speed, 2 in damage here. Engineer goes movement speed on Demented, movement speed on Corrupted. At movement speed on Kinesis, damage on Magnus, movement speed on Chi, movement speed on Bensington, 1 in damage and 2 in movement speed on Madman. Okay. Some of those were a little bit surprising, but for the most part, most people took movement speed. Won't really comment on it too much. Corrupted's got another 3,000 gold. He has 1 more buyback. Same with the Madman. Both have 1 buyback. Engineer is actually 2 out of 2 as well as the King Cloud. So 2 players on Legion have no buybacks. 2 have 1 buyback. So more tokens on the Hellborn side. That favors them for dragging the game out to late game as well, having more buybacks as a team. You have the Bound Eye picked up on Bensington for the Corrupted Shroud. There's the Restoration Stone on King Cloud. That's a really big pickup for them. They've been waiting for that for, I think, a little while now. He's been trying to find the farm for it. Engineer picks up a staff. Okay. Can throw the energy field. That's really nice. Personally, like me some staff engineer. I would really like to see him pick up Storm, though. I feel like they have to recognize that Chi is going to one-shot Corrupted, and if they don't save him, then they probably lose fights. Because with Corrupted, dead, and if they kill Cloud and NG, they don't have any buybacks. It's going to be way too difficult for them. They definitely need a Storm Spirit on one of the supports. An Engineer would be the better candidate for that. I think he wanted to buy this symbol here, but decided not to. Maybe he wants to have buyback and symbol. Corrupted bought a portal key. I really dislike that. I feel like he already has the Genjuro for positioning. Having a portal key doesn't really do a whole lot for him. Is that a Frostfield plate on the Magmas? It's good that he's buying out his gold. Oh, we have Chi smoking up here. Oh, he's running into the Corrupted. Oh, he's gonna get the sheep. There's the Ancestral Assault. He's gonna one-shot the Corrupted Disciple. He finds him perfectly. That was a great pickoff from the Chi. And we saw there the power that Chi has, man, with the sheep stick. Corrupted didn't stand a chance. He couldn't get his shrunken head off. And even if he did, there was still potential for him to get hit by the lasers. Yeah, really good pickoff from the Chi. We'll see what they can do with this. There's 78 seconds on the Corrupted where he's dead. It looks like they just want to farm, or maybe they're going to group up top to push. It feels like they aren't necessarily looking to take advantage of this kill. It's a really big kill on the Corrupted Disciple too. So they could try to force out his second and final buyback. Bensington buys a Brutalizer. They're going kind of all in as a team on the bash. They want to just bash people. She could be in some trouble here. See if he gets caught here by the Engineer. Oh, that's a good keg. The Flux Pull also stops the TP. He's going to Sand Scepter himself. He's going to get the shape on the Engineer. And 2 minutes done from the Magmas. There's the Parade of Power. It was broke a little early. But Chunkin is activated from several heroes here. Magmas taking the brunt of this fight here, but he's holding his ground. King Clout gonna get healed by Demented. He's gonna get turned on. They're gonna take out the Clout and the Demented. None of these heroes have buybacks. Meanwhile, the tier 4s are taking pressure from the or in the Hellborn base rather. Oh man, Kinesis, bro, you're already 0-15. You gotta chill. 0-16 now. I didn't even notice he was Reverse Immortal. Now he's beyond Reverse Immortal. He's attempting Reverse Double Immortal. 0-16. That's a big oof. Unfortunately, there's no way to be nice about 0-16. Madman did pick up his symbol. He has 4k gold in the bank. I guess the next thing he can do is go into Dawnbringer and then replace Boots for something. Which, I guess he could go like Wingbow against the Corrupted. Not too sure, actually. But I do think he'll go Dawnbringer and hold a buyback. I think he could even buy the Lightbrand and have enough gold right now. But he's choosing not to spend his money on anything. Corrupted gonna portal key away. They're gonna deny their mid tower here. They do not have 2 Cloud ultis for 100 seconds. Corrupted does have enough gold for a buyback. But again, he's starting to feel less and less scary. Madman is now 600 GPM. He's gonna get pulled here by the Flux. They really want this Flux. And again, they're not doing the Flux NG combo. I feel like they're not utilizing their ultimates together like they were supposed to when they drafted the NG Flux clout in the beginning. Ooh, DD Madman. This could be a fight. Legion's retreating though. Kensington will go to the mid lane to defend the creeps here. Kensington could honestly still go Thunderclaw into Hyper Crown. He doesn't necessarily need it, but if they do get Raxed by a second Rax, then I think he should definitely go into Hyper Crown. But for now, he's okay. They're gonna maybe try to pick him off at the base. Hellborn has DD on Madman though. See a lot of old rots here. I think they want to pick off the Benzi. He might get caught here actually. Does he know? Oh, he saw him with the Bound Eye, I think. He activates the Shunkin. They get the jump on the Flux here. Flux is going to go down to the Madman. He's an ultimate warrior now. And Legion, they kind of went too far here. See if Hellborn gets any more pickoffs. Flux had a sheepstick, by the way. See, Kinesis almost has an item here at 1 hour. he has no items. It looks so funny. He buys a tome too. It's level 23. $6,000 gold on Madman. He did buy the Dawnbringer. I think Wingbow is probably his best item here. There's nothing that CD has that he needs to. Oh, they catch the Chi. Chi does have a buyback. They're gonna take out Congor here. Legion gonna go to their own Congor, but they're not all on the same page again. Hellborn's gonna take out their Congor. How many movement speeds? We have 3 movement speeds on Madman. If he sells boots and buys a Wingbow, he will not have a buyback. So he needs to... I'm trying to think if there's anything other than a Wingbow that would be good here for him. I'm failing to see what he could buy other than Wingbow that'd be just as good. It does give a little bit of movement speed on the Wingbow as well. I think it's 10 movement speed or 20 movement speed. Where's Wingbow? It gives 20 movement speed to melee heroes. That's not too bad. So yeah, he only has the 1 buyback, so it's not like he has to calculate too many things to save gold for, and I don't think we're gonna see him go into sheepstick couriers or anything. Magnus unfortunately hasn't gotten any items lately. Does have a lot of gold. He could maybe buy like a Storm Spirit or something. Could buy a Shrunken Head, maybe replace the vestments and buy a Shrunken Head. Wouldn't be too bad. Chi is still holding on to buyback. I don't think he really needs anything else necessarily. Anything at this point would just be luxury, I would say. There's a lot of stuff he could buy, but nothing that he immediately needs. He's got the sheep, the portal key. He's currently one-shotting CD. Engineer is currently in the top lane. Admin does port back to defend. I might go on the Bensington here. There's Corrupted, he's gonna get sheeped! And there's the one shot from Corrupted. The sheep came in from Flux, but it was too late. We see the second buyback from Corrupted. They do take out the Bensington as well. And Bensington has a buyback. So 3 players now out of buybacks from Legion. They are 5 alive. And I think they want to force a fight here while the Chi ultimate is on cooldown. It's up in 1 minute. We'll see what they can do here. Chi gonna throw out the saws here. They don't have Flux Pull and they don't have Cloud. Madman gonna go in here on the King Clout. He uses the resto. He's getting bashed though. He cannot get the Parade of Power out. That's a great kill. They also killed the Corrupted Disciple. He didn't get his Shrunken off again. I think he got Hellflowered by the Magnus perhaps. Magnus gonna also jump up here in the top lane. There's the energy field. Oh, bash coming in from Bensington. Demented Shaman goes down in the bot lane to Madman. Hellborn looking really solid here now. And I feel like they maybe have an opening now with 3 players dead, none of them with buybacks. I guess they don't know about the Demented Shaman buyback, but he did buy out a Spiked Bola. And I think we should see a Rax here from Hellborn. They have 50 seconds on 3 players. Both the mid and the carry are dead. And they're currently 5 alive. So Firebrand picked up on Bensington. Magnus also picks up a Sheep Stick, so he goes for Sheep and Hellflower. Which I don't have a problem with. That's hard to argue that that's not good. He has multiple disables now. I'm surprised they're not committing to the tower here. They're playing very scared. There's only 2 of them alive. There's a sheep on Madman. Kegstun as well. Defensive push. They're trying to stall for as long as possible. There's the glyph as well. They're up in 10 seconds on 3 players. I'm going to spot out Engineer here in the trees. Meanwhile, Magnus is split pushing the top lane. Luck's going to go for him with King Clout. They're going to take out the Magnus with Parade of Power, but they're going to lose their bot Rex while they trade the bot Rex for Magnus. She has 6,000 gold. Damn, he could buy like a Resto Stone, but he wouldn't have buybacks, so. Ooh, the melee Rex also died there. Oh, I missed it! She one-shot Corrupted. Oh, I need to see it. I'm sorry, guys. I promised that I wouldn't do this, but I think the game is about to end here. We're at an hour, so. Chi is gonna jump in with Sheep. Oh my god, look at the damage from Chi! He just completely one-shots him. And Corrupted has no buyback. He is probably not too happy. So they have the bottom racks and the melee in the top lane. They're currently dead on Engineer and Corrupted now. They do not have Parade of Power for 15 seconds unless he wants to use the Resto Stone. We have the sheep on the Kinesis. Cloud's getting locked down. He's gonna fall. I think this is gonna do it. Demented Shaman and Flux are also falling here. Everyone from Legion is dead. They're only a range racks away. The GG is gonna be called, and we're gonna see Willowkeeper take game number 2 here. And boy, am I excited seeing the jungle chi work out here. Not only being a jungle chi, but also just seeing a jungle hero in general is pretty nice to see. So at about the 1 hour mark here, they take game 2, and Madman finishes above 700 gold per minute. Pretty fun game to watch. There was over 100 kills in total. So yep, that'll do it here. As the world tree dies here on the screen, that will do it for the replay cast of game number 2.